All right, we're back here. Man, we had another little bit of a snafu there, so sorry about that. Looks like we're back and rolling, I believe, anyway. Hopefully we'll stay connected this time. We've had a little bit of a computer. Don't have to worry, we got a new computer the other day, so we'll get that thing hooked up here fairly soon, I would imagine.
Attention grid, will all non
All right, well, we're doing a little, we've had a little bit of a server issue, so we got this thing back up and rolling. We're good to go. So I think we should be all right. We're just going to not have the starting order here, it looks like. We'll try one more thing here real quick. All right, boys and girls, we're ready to, I think, go to green. So right now they're in the warm-up session. I believe we're going to have the information, so we'll see.
attention grid, will all non
All right, well, I'm going to have to give you the starting order here from what I'm reading out, so you'll just have to trust me. Yeah, Palumbo starts on the pole in P1 there. Archibald starts in second. Paul Brown starts third. Todd Robillard will start in the fourth position. Starting in fifth will be Tim Lansbury in the 82 car. Starting in sixth, Jim Willis. Givaldo Spindola starts in the seventh position. Starting in eighth, Colin Madiak starts in that Ford. Jessica Pelletier starts in the ninth position. Starting in 10th will be Reese Canaday. Sean Jacobs starts in the 11th position. Dan Richter starts 12th. Will Dunbar starts in the 13th position. Preston Hassell 14th. John Stanley starts in the 15th position. Christian Wilson 16th. Chris Hughes starts in the 17th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts 18th. And Jose Solis starts in the 19th position. So 98 laps here tonight. California Speedway. It's the final race of the season. We are waiting on the tower here, so hopefully we'll get that fairly soon.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, we're to green here. Ed Palumbo on the bottom line in that 54 car, pushed by the 77 Paul Brown. Tim Lansbury on that bottom line too. They're pushing, you see the Archibald up on the high side in the 4 car. Down the backstretch, side by side. Yeah, Palumbo there taking the lead is a 77 of Paul Brown. Tucking in behind, Archibald is still in third. Now actually in the 4th position as Tim Lansbury gets by in the 3rd spot. Colin Madiak also getting up there. Madiak going to the high side. Colin Madiak in 4th, going to that high side. We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag. It's like Will Dunbar, also Preston Hassell might be involved. Preston Hassell in the 27, also Will Dunbar in the 88 involved in this. As the 54 car will take the yellow flag here. Paul Brown in his 77 second. Tim Lansbury third. Madiak is in 4th. Jim Willis up to the 5th position. Take a look and see what happened here. Hopefully we get a good view of what happened. Look here, they came off the turn. You see him up on the high side there. Somebody gets into a wall. Looks like actually Preston Hassell might have gotten loose and came across the track there and gets into Will Dunbar. 88, and oh, both of those guys, hard contact into the wall. Man, that was a hard lift. C77 really flying up the track right there. We'll go on board here with him. And I think he gets loose coming off, and he gets into Will Dunbar in the 88 car. And those guys hard into the wall. Take a look at what Will Dunbar saw here. At the front of his car, you see Preston Hassell getting up there, and then he's going to come across the front of Will Dunbar right there in that 27 car. And those guys, again, hard into the wall. Will's going to take a pretty hard look right straight into the wall. Front end damage there for both those guys. I think 27 came out worse on that deal. Going back here to live. As Ed Palumbo is leading the field. Don't forget, we got the GT3 series headed your way tomorrow. We'll be at Dubai Autodrome. What a great track, man. Going to have a night race there, and it is race number 6 of the GT3 series season. And that's going to be a fun race. You don't want to miss that. Be live right here on TurnLeftTV tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So very excited about that race. First caution flag here is Ed Palumbo, the leader. We have 20 drivers joining us here tonight. We have some folks coming down pit lane. Ed Palumbo, I think, is on pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. Does look like the 54 on pit lane. Jessica Pelletier is the leader. Dan Richter shown in the 2nd position, Lucas Simper 3rd, Chris Hughes 4th, John Stanley 5th, and we got some folks on pit lane. Reese Kennedy on pit lane. We see that number 80 car coming back out after making pit stop. And again, if you're just joining us, thanks so much for coming in here. We had a little bit of trouble there earlier on. We've been having some been snake bitten a little bit with the broadcasting thing on my main machine, getting some lockups and so forth. So we got that. Hopefully we're going to have that worked out here pretty soon with a new build. We got a new computer, and we'll put that in action here hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It'll take a little time to get things set up. I'm not saying that's going to solve it 100%, but this system that I'm on right now will end up being the backup system for the side-by-side, and then we'll have to retire the laptop. Well, I want to take us some time to take a look at the season standings coming into tonight. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Archie Vetter, just 3 points apart there. So whoever comes out on top there tonight, man, probably going to end up winning the championship. Paul Brown, 290 points in 3rd. Sean Jacobs, 4th. Ed Palumbo is 5th. Preston Hassell comes in tonight in the 6th position. Lucas Simfer, 7th. Christian Wilson, 8th. Givaldo Spindola, 9th. And Todd Robillard is 10th in points coming into tonight's race. Saturday Night Thunder will be in action in Martinsville tomorrow. 200 laps in that great short track. Some tight racing there, man. Race number 8 of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder. 200 laps at Marty, and that's coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looks like Jessica has elected to go to the inside, start on the inside line. That puts Dan Richter in the 65 car up on the outside line, and Palumbo 3rd. Paul Brown 4th, Tim Lansbury 5th, and Archie Vetter will start in the 6th position. So, hey, thanks for being patient, sticking it out with us here. Can't guarantee we're going to end up making it through this race without having another issue, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. So we have 20 drivers here joining us, and hopefully these guys are going to be a little patient here. Right, I think we're going to go green this time by. Jessica Pelletier on old tires there. Dan Richter on old tires, 54 and a 77. Those guys came down pit lane. So those two up front there on a little bit older tires here. Not too much older, so we'll see how that affects them.
Green flag, go, go, go.
3X car. Is leading the field. Dan Richter up on the outside line. And he's fighting Jessica Pelletier. They're coming off the turn, so Dan Richter trying to make that outside work. And Palumbo down to the inside. Looking out of the back of Jessica Pelletier's machine at Palumbo. You see Dan Richter up on the high side. That's getting kind of tight right there. Coming off the turn. As the 3X machine trying to hold her own there as Dan Richter fighting on the high side here, and the 54 is going to the high side. Dan Richter in front trying to make this pass on the outside line. This thing can get a little tight here as these tires start to wear out on these guys that have been out here a little bit. Nardelli Jr. there trying to take a spot, man. He squeezed that car in, the 91 car. Holy smokes, man, this is getting a little crazy. Here early on, these guys fighting for position. Colin Matiak here fighting on the inside. He and Sean Jacobs side by side at 13 and the 24. 24 going up to the high side as that 13 trying to push it on the inside line. He might have that position. We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag, and it's still unfolding here. Looks like actually we got quite a few cars here. Spindola is involved in that. Dunbar is involved for another time there, it looks like. Chris Hughes involved. 63 stuck in the wall, it looks like. take a look and see what happened here. This looked like, yeah, the Madiak there in the 13 car come up to the high side, end up maybe clip that 90 car. And then all heck breaks loose there behind. 12 car gets hit. And we'll see here as the 13, watch him as he starts climbing up the track here. The car gets a little bit loose. Right there, and the car gets a little bit loose, gets up into the 90. See the 77 backing off too. He and the 91 almost get together. And then the 13 hard into the wall. And he gets stuck in the wall, and we see some shenanigans going on as well later. Look at that, the 90 and the 77 there getting together, and then the 90 car, the 88 car, he's in this mix. Look at this, he gets hit. Take a look at this, the 88 car trying to make it through, and then he gets clipped by Givaldo's spindle, everything getting sort of clustered together there, and then he's straight into the wall. Givaldo, well, let's see what he did. And he spins on the inside line. Not too bad for him. Looks like Colin Madiak's still up in the wall. All right, second caution flag here. Dan Richter is our race leader, and Palumbo's second. See those guys coming down pit lane now. And it's interesting some of the pit strategies that are going on right now. Dan Richter into 65 coming back off pit lane. So a great stop there for Dan Richter. Okay, so the 3X back to the race lead here as Lucas Simpner, the 21 car, starts in the second position this time by. I'm assuming that nobody else is going to make a pit stop. I might be wrong about that. We'll see. See if these folks can't get this worked out here a little bit, sort of settle down just a little and get some good laps in here. So a lot of laps to go. No sense in sort of getting out there and getting a lot of caution flags in the books. Dan Richter going to start on the outside line. You see Ed Palumbo in the 54 car starting on the inside in that third position. Art Duvetta is in fourth. Bardelli Jr. Those two guys are in the points battle. Starting in the fifth position, Tim Lansbury. Haven't talked too much about him. Welcome back, Tim. Good to see him out here in the 82 car. Starts in the sixth spot. All right, so this 3X car, Jessica Pelletier, going to start on that inside line to lead the field, take the green flag here to start lap 16.
Green flag, go.
All right, back to green. Here we go. Let's see if we can't get some good green flag laps here. Jessica took off there on that start. Dan Richter now in the second position. Art Duvetta, Ed Palumbo. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Paul Brown's in this mix. Tim Lansbury in this mix as well. 24, Sean Jacobs in this mix. Everybody's sort of behaving here a little bit. Let's get this thing wound down here. Get some good green flag laps in. Art Duvetta, one of our points contenders here tonight in that 4 car. He and Bardelli Jr. side by side, and they are neck and neck in the points too. Bardelli Jr. has a 3-point lead over Vieta. It could come down to the last lap between the two of those guys. 77, Paul Brown giving Art Duvetta, Claudio Bardelli Jr. a little bit of a shove. Good out of the back of Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s machine. You see Art Duvetta up on the high line. Paul Brown on that low line. How they stand there. Bardelli Jr., Vieta, Brown, Lansbury. Art Vieta says, I want to get around that guy right now. A couple of those Brazilian drivers, good friends on and off the track. These guys do a lot of laps together. And I think Art Duvetta is just going to be, he wants to win this championship, but he is going to be pretty happy to see if the 91 wins, and likewise with Claudio Bardelli Jr. if Art Duvetta takes home the championship. Jose Solis here in the 75 car coming back here to race with us. Good to see Jose out here in the 75 running it right now in the 8th position. The battle back here, Jim Willis of our Florida drivers. That 53 car, Black Rifle Coffee Company machine, running in 9th. Todd Robillard in the 10th position. Sean Jacobs running in 11th. Tim Lansbury trying to get in this mix. And that 82 car right now running in the 7th spot. They are side by side just ahead. Looks like they've got that kind of sorted out a little bit. Paul Brown trying to figure out whether he wants to go back down to that bottom side and have a run at Argenvieta, but not right now. Ed Palumbo and Claudio Bargelli Jr. here fighting side by side. This is for the 3rd position. Ed Palumbo now looks like he inches ahead of the 91, so 54 able to pull off that pass. Now in 3rd as Dan Richter is in the 2nd position. Jessica Pelletier is leading. With that 54 car down to the inside. Claudio Bargelli Jr., is he going to follow him through? Looking out of the back of Ed Palumbo's machine, looks like he's going to end up taking the lead. So Ed Palumbo now in the 54 to the race lead. Claudio Bargelli Jr. is going to follow him through. He's getting very, very racy here early on. Ed Palumbo to the high side. Pelletier is in a hornet's nest right now in that 3X machine. Dan Richter makes that pass, now back up to the 3rd position. Jessica Pelletier is in 4th. That 3X machine, now the 77 car starting to take a look. So the 77 up on the high side as they start to dodge around there a little bit. Oh, the 3X there holding on. 3X, I think, on a little bit older tires. So starting to hang on to that thing. Folks are getting a little bit loose, and I think I just saw Christian Wilson maybe smack the wall back there. Christian Wilson running in the 17th position, came off the turn pretty hard and smacked that wall. Going to have some right side damage now for that 30 machine. How about Givaldo Spindola in the 68 car? This guy, one of our loyal competitors out here each and every week. He's in the stream as well. He gets in the chat before the race, wishing all the drivers a good luck and so forth. So good luck here to Givaldo. Right now, he and Lucas Simpson are battling it out. These guys climbing up on the back of the 7 and the 88. Chris Hughes and Will Dunbar here battling it out. Chris Hughes down on the inside line as Givaldo Spindola and Lucas Simpson, also Christian Wilson up on the outside line, going to go around the 7 car. 7, Chris Hughes now dropping back, and he is right now shown in 16th. Looking like he's about now in 17th, looks like. These guys still can't figure it out up here. Tim Lansbury up on the outside line. He is running in the 5th position. So Jessica Pelletier is hanging on to that car for dear life right now. Tim Lansbury still up on that outside line. Guys are starting to dodge around a little bit. Bargelli Jr., Ed Palumbo still battling it out for the race lead. Ed Palumbo back to the race lead as Bargelli Jr. held on to that for a little bit. Got some much needed bonus points. 54 car, the 77 up here. Now Bargelli Jr. in 3rd. Paul Brown now in the 2nd position, just ahead in that 77 car. Take a look at Paul Brown. Here in the 77, running in the 2nd position. Bargelli Jr. is 3rd. Pelletier right now holding on to the 4th position, but it looks like maybe Dan Richter might have that now. Dan Richter working on the outside line. Dan Richter working that outside as 82 Tim Lansbury starting to peek around there as well. Forget about Archer Vieira. The 4 car. He and now Lansbury side by side. Great racing now. These guys starting to figure it out here 25 laps in. We've got a couple caution flags early on, but maybe they're starting to figure it out. There are 3 wide now. There's Lansbury, Pelletier, and also Jim Willis, I believe, in this mix. 3 wide as Pelletier drifts up the track, and there's contact, I believe. There's contact right there. Pelletier drifted up the track, got into the 82 car. That 3X, I think, on a little bit older tires. And a little bit of a hornet's nest right now. The 90 car, Todd Robillard up on the outside line. Pelletier drifted up the track. Now they are 3 wide. Solis down on the inside line. This is going to get crazy right now. Pelletier was sideways, caught that car, and with Solis going down to the bottom side, got around, and wow, Jessica almost lost control of that machine. That got crazy. We'll go back here and take a look at what happened here. You see Solis going down to the inside. Jose in his 77 car. He's going to dive down to the inside, make it 3 wide here. See Jessica in the 3X machine sandwich right here in between the 90 and the 75. The 75 right there down below, and Jessica drifts up the track, gets into the 90 car right here and sideways and hangs on to that thing. Sean Jacobs had to be wondering what the heck was going on out in the front of his machine. Let's see what he saw. This is a little bit later in the deal, it looks like. So Pelletier was absolutely wrecked right there. Sean Jacobs had a bird's eye view of that one. Watch here as the 75 drips down to the bottom side, and Jessica drifts up the track, gets into the 90, and she is flat out sideways. Sean Jacobs on the Johnny on the spot there, making a little bit of a correction. That thing could have got real bad. Take a look at the 91 here of Claudio Bardelli Jr. He is running in the 3rd position. Ed Palumbo in the 54 is in 1st. Paul Brown in 2nd. Bardelli Jr. looking on the outside. Tuck back in. Dan Richter now up to the 4th position. Jose Solis drifted up the track a little bit. Maybe got into the wall. Paul Brown here now looking for the race lead. Is now down to this on this 77 car on the inside line here. The 54 up on the outside line. Bardelli Jr. trying to figure out who he wants to follow through. Is a 77 now to the race lead. Is a 54 of Ed Palumbo now back to the 2nd position. John Stanley and Reese Kennedy, haven't talked too much about them. We've been pretty busy here. These guys have been pretty quiet. Here's the 12 and the 80. They're saying, hey man, I'm going to be there at the end. You guys just chill out to get up there and wear your stuff out, and we'll be up there to take care of business here late in the race. Is the 12 and the 80 car running in 17th and 18th. Christian Wilson in the 30, Givaldo Spindola. These guys are battling it out for the 13th position. Givaldo down to the inside. Is that 30 car using the outside line? It looks like the 30 car going to come away with the pass there. Pelletier might have come down pit lane, now 1 lap down, coming back out on track. We got a yellow flag here. A yellow flag as we go back live, I believe. So yellow flag here on lap 30. A pretty good green flag run. Take a look and see what happened here. As the 91 and the 54 get together. Oh, the 91 hard into the wall. Take a look at the 91, drifting up the track there just a little bit and then getting into the wall. Take a look and see what Ed Palumbo's view of this was, and looked like 91 might have come up a little bit here. We'll take a look here as right there, it looks like the 91 drifted up into the 54 car, and that 54 had nowhere to go right there. Unfortunately, pretty much hurt Bardelli Jr. just a little. So yeah, it looked like the, from that perspective there, if you take a look here, we'll back this up. take a look here. Bardelli Jr. down on the inside line and comes up across that line right there, and then may have gotten into the 54 and then into the wall. So a little bit of damage there for the 91. I'd say the 54 probably got a fair amount of damage on that too, and that left front. '77 of Paul Brown is the leader. Palumbo is second. Vieta is in third. Dan Richter fourth. Tim Lansbury is in fifth. You see Willis, Robillard, Solis, Jacobs, and Hassell rounding out the top 10. 32 laps in. Don't forget some GT3 Series racing headed your way tomorrow. That's right, man. Dubai. It's going to be starting in the late afternoon, ending at night. 50-minute race number 6 in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series season. Should be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. It'll be here live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on TurnLeftTV. That's right, some GT3 Series racing from Dubai here on TurnLeftTV tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Got some folks in here watching the broadcast. I appreciate that. Thanks for your patience there. We've had a few issues here tonight, on my end anyway, from the broadcast perspective. It's like we got a ton of people coming down pit lane here as we watch the 77 car on his path down pit lane. Watch Ed Palumbo in that front pit stall there. And have a good shot there, maybe to come out first off pit lane, at least the first of the drivers with the 77 car. Good pit stop there. The 4 and the 54 come out together. Good battle there between the 80 and the 53 as well. Some good battling off pit lane. Saturday Night Thunder, some short track action headed your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Martinsville. Beating and banging. Going to be some tempers flaring, I would imagine. 200 laps in Martinsville. These guys are going to be worn out. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join us, there's the Discord address on the banner. You're more than welcome to join our Discord and come on out and race. We'd like to have you. Gonna say thank you so much for coming in and sticking it out with us here tonight. I appreciate your patience. Hopefully we got this cam worked out. Looks like we do. Man, I had the thing too close, the green screen too close a little while ago, but that was on the previous broadcast before we got kicked off. So things got from bad to worse. And again, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here, man. This has been a good season, Buschwackers season, and we got a new one coming up next week. Start a new 10 race season. That's how we do it. We do these 10 race blocks. And, you know, this, I tell you what, this season we had a highlight, of course, the Steve Freeze Memorial 250 from Michigan International. That was a big race for us. So a lot of people joining us. We had a huge field for that as well. So a lot of fun. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, it's straight up there in the banner of the channel. You can click on that link and make a donation straight through PayPal. And also you can support me by clicking on the links down in the description of this race and following those over to the Fanatec website. And thanks to all those folks who have purchased something through Fanatec. I appreciate that. But thanks for coming out and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. We're having a good time here tonight. As always, on Friday night, some Buschwacker Series.
It'll be one to go this time by.
All right, we're going green this time by, and looks like Paul Brown is elected to take the inside line. That puts Ed Palumbo up on the outside line. Art Tveta is shown in the 3rd position. Lansbury 4th. Now, Bardelli Jr. will start back in the 15th position. So keep in mind, only 3 points separate Vieta and Bardelli Jr. Our top 10 coming into tonight's race. Bardelli Jr. just a 3-point lead coming into tonight. Those aren't actually live standings. Those are coming in. I don't know how to get those to work, actually. If somebody has an idea of watching this stream how to get the actual live standings to work, that would be fantastic. I don't know how to do it. All I know how to do is update the standings and get it to show up. But I'm sure that's something that may be going to be a functional aspect of this game later down the road.
Green flag, go.
All right, back to green. Paul Brown to the inside there, 54 on the outside line. Side by side there as Paul Brown inches ahead on the inside line. Art Tveta has a good run there coming up behind him. These guys are patient here. We had a good run there last time by. Take a look at Preston Hassell here in the 27 car. Playing a little catch up there, had a little incident earlier. Now playing a little catch up here. He is running in the 10th position. Todd Robillard down on the inside line, running in the 9th position. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Starting to make some moves here. Western Auto sponsor machine. He tucks in just ahead of the 27 car. 27 still pushing that outside line. The 24 likes this inside. He's following Todd Robillard on board here with the 24 of Sean Jacobs. Western Auto Chevy Camaro, a couple Camaros here working together. Also the 53, Jim Willis in that Camaro as well. These guys teaming up, trying to get around that Ford of Jose Solis. Paul Brown leading. Ed Palumbo is in 2nd. Art Tveta in 3rd. Tim Lansbury in the 4th position. Dan Richter is 5th. Tim Lansbury in the 82. Running in P4. Dan Richter to the inside. He's going to give Dan Richter the spot. Actually, he's fighting back there a little bit on the outside line through the tri-oval. Here into turn 1. They're side by side. As a 65 doesn't have the head of steam he needs, and the 82s might be able to hold on to this spot. 65 here, giving it a shot there on the inside. Not able to pull off the pass. Has to tuck in there. That Boom Boo sponsor machine, number 65, now in the 5th position. Jose Solis in the 75 car, running in P6. Just ahead of him. You see Lansbury starting to make some moves on the outside line up there. 53, Jim Willis down below Jose Solis. Jim Willis in the 53 car starting to make some noise. With our Florida drivers. In the 75 battling it out as the 90 start to inch up there as well. Solis jumps back ahead. And Richter still trying to work that inside line. He's down to the inside on the 82, just cannot get the run, the help he needs. As Solis is going to go out on the outside, I think Richter might end up diving up the high side. No, he stays down low there as the 75 pulls off that pass. Solis now working this outside line, and we know that he is good on these longer runs, so he's starting to make some moves here on the outside early in this run. He is one of those guys that really is very comfortable up on the outside as well. Coming back to race with us after a little bit of a break, and already has that car back up front. Ed Palumbo here now trying to get around the 77 car. Ed Palumbo in the 54 has got a good run coming off the turn. He's going to pull off this pass. Well, Palumbo back to the race, leading at 54. How many times have we seen these two battling here? The 54 and the 77. Years these guys have been racing each other. Good friends on and off the track. And the 54 gets around him and takes that race lead. Forget about Artivieta running in P3. He's behind him. Jose Sola starting to put a little pressure on him. Oh, they're going to get 3 wide right there. Sola's peaked on the low side. Tim Lansbury already down there. They got crazy tight. Solas backs off. Lansbury kind of backs off too. They realized, man, they were 3 wide. Probably the spotter going crazy on that one. As 75 car looking like he wanted to get around. He's starting to work the outside line. And so watch this 75. He's up on the high line and doesn't have any help right now up there. Now John Stanley in the 12 car. He and Will Dunbar there running together. Will Dunbar running in the 12th position. John Stanley running in 11th. So the 27 just ahead. We're on board here with John Stanley in the 12 car. Stanley Tool sponsor number 12. He was just ahead. Looks like we had somebody get into the wall there. It might have been Robillard who got into the wall. Robillard might have made contact with the walls. The 24 car going to try to sneak by. I think Robillard might have some right side damage. Looked like he got into the wall coming off the turn. Off turn 4. Solo's way up the track there. Jim Willis in this mix. That 53 car. This is a mess right here. Jim Willis there. Oh, touching that white line just a little bit. The car just a tad bit unstable, and he has to hold off. That thing from coming around. He's going to lose a position. These guys going by on the outside lines, coming off a little bit of speed there. Preston Hassell trying to battle back here. A little bit earlier incident for him in a 27 car, and he's trying to battle back. He's right now running in the 9th position. Artivieta now back to the inside line. The 82, Tim Lansbury. The 65, Dan Richter. And Artivieta trying to get 2 for 1, and he does. Now back up to the 4th position. Well, meanwhile, Paul Brown says, hey man, I'll tell you what, I'm ready to go back to the race lead here. As Paul Brown back to the inside. It's the 54. Giving back off the race lead back to the 2nd position. This battle back here as these tires start to wear out a little bit. The 75 all the way up to the 3rd spot. Jose Solis in the 3rd spot as Artivieta starting to look on the low side. 24, Sean Jacobs following him through. Not able to pull off that pass though. Jose Solis on board here with him, running in the 3rd spot. See the 54, Ed Palumbo just ahead. Paul Brown, the race leader. Sean Jacobs to the inside. He's trying to get around the 4 car. He can't do it this time. A couple Camaros here battling it out. 65, Dan Richter is running in 6th. Will Dunbar trying to make some moves here in the 88 car. Jim Willis up on down on the inside line as Will Dunbar goes to the high side, following John Stanley in the 12. Preston Hassell in the 27 car as well there. As now Will Dunbar making some moves, now up to the 10th position. Jose Solis here trying his luck on the inside line. Ed Palumbo holding off on the outside line. Trying to work that outside groove there with the 77 car, and Jose is starting to peak around on the inside. He'd work that outside line, but those two working together, a little bit better head of steam. Sean Jacobs here looking on the inside line of the 4 car. This 24 here looking racy late in the run. We're on lap 46. Reaching halfway. Sean Jacobs taking over the 4th position. Lucas Simpler in the 21. Reese Kennedy in the 80. The 7 of Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes running in the 16th position. Lucas Simpler in 17th in the 21. Reese Kennedy in the 80 is in 18th. Jessica Pelletier in the 91 and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Jessica in the 3X machine. getting by that 91 car. Side by side, actually the 91 says not so fast. I'm going to work this outside line. I'm not going to give it up. As the 3X machine tuck back in, it looks like the 91 is going to pull off that pass. Jim Willis in the 53 looking on the low side of the 12 car. Preston Hassell down on the inside is going to help that 53 car out just a little bit as John Stanley kind of stuck there on the outside line. See Will Dunbar in the 88 car, that Microsoft sponsored machine. He gets out of the throttle a little bit. Todd Robillard in that mix. John Stanley up on the outside line. He needs a little bit of help there. As the 53 pulling away from these guys, and looks like Todd Robillard is going to get through. On board here with Todd Robillard, you see the 12 car up on the outside line. Todd Robillard now following that 88 car, who bails up to the high side. Todd Robillard looking to, man, look at that, they're almost 3 wide right there. The 91 is in his mix. Oh, that 91 car almost gets up into the 12. That was tight. Got to be really careful. This, and Palumbo says he is ready to lead again. He goes down to the bottom side there, 3 wide to 24. He's up in the 3rd position. He's looking to try to take the race lead. But the 54 drops down, maybe using a little bit of a push from the 24 car back to the race lead to 77 in 2nd, 24 now in the 3rd position. And Jose Solis has on the outside line, so tight right there. Solis backs off. Preston Hassell and the 53 of Jim Willis battling it out. Jim Willis on the inside. Preston Hassell and that AMD sponsor number 27 car up on the outside line. Tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, we got a race for the leader. Look at this 24 car. I said he was looking strong here late in the runs. And the 24 trying to go for the race lead. He and Ed Palumbo side by side. Sean Jacobs on the inside. He's got a little help from the 75 car. The 77's up on the outside line. So they are drag racing into the turn here. And, man, almost gets together there. 24 and the 54 almost get together coming off the turn. Side by side coming across the start-finish line. Who's going to lead that lap? Looks like the 54. Oh, the 75 gives the 50 or the 24 a shot right there. A huge hit in the back end by that 75 into the 24 car. 24 and the 54 side by side. These guys have raced years together, man. A couple of old guard HORL guys here battling it out here on lap 51. Paul Brown says, I'm going to make this 3 wide. Paul Brown going by. Is it 24? I think he just backed off a little bit. Paul Brown now battling the 54 car. Oh my heavens, man. Paul Brown in the 77 car. He in the 54 battling for position. You see the 12, John Stanley coming off pit lane. So we are starting to see some guys maybe make some green flag pit stops here. As Paul Brown, the race leader. Take a look at the 27, Preston Hassell. A little bit of a gap there between he and the 7th place car of Tim Lansbury. Preston Hassell is running in 8th. Just behind him, Jim Willis in the 53 car. See the 91 and the 3X. They're 3 wide now as the 3X machine trying to squeeze through there. 90's got to be really careful as that 3X car pushing pretty hard here. There's a 90 up on the outside line. Jose Solis and the 24, Sean Jacobs battling it out. And Christian Wilson's on pit lane. 1 car right now on pit lane is the 30 car. My heavens, man, this is getting chippy. Paul Brown the leader. We're hearing some guys starting to make some pit stops here as we see Christian Wilson finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track here. So we're starting to see some guys coming down pit lane here to the 77, indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Paul Brown, the 77, the 54, Ed Palumbo, the 75, Jose Solis. Who's going to pit first? Who's going to blink first? Look at this, man. These three guys coming down pit lane. Looks like Tim Lansbury coming down pit lane too. The 77, the 54. Got to be really careful not to speed. 75 and the 82 all on pit lane together. There's some more guys on pit lane. Artiviano to the lead. He's going to lead some laps here. That's what he needs. Get those bonus points. See the 27 coming back out on track. Take a look at that side-by-side view. There's Paul Brown, Ed Palumbo on pit lane. Take a look at Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. So you see those guys coming back out on track after making green flag pit stops. Try to find somebody to draft with. Artiviano on pit lane here now. So green flag pit stops, exactly what we wanted to see. The 4 car on pit lane. He's got those laps led. Very important for him. Dan Richter, the new race leader here in the 65 car. 65 car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. And that TurnLeftTV's Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine. So the 65, Dan Richter leading some laps. He and Todd Robillard both going to come down pit lane. Robillard coming down pit lane. Got to be really careful not to speed here. It's Dan Richter making a pit stop. Lucas Sifner on pit lane. I think Reese Canaday might be on pit lane as well. We'll take a look at the 80 car. Reese Canaday at Hooters sponsor machine. He's on pit lane. Our group of folks that have already made pit stops, the 77, back out on track here, shown in the 5th position. But those guys are on pit lane. Robillard, Richard, Canaday, and Simpner all on pit lane. 75, Jose Solis battling for the 2nd position with Ed Palumbo. Guys coming back out on track after making pit stop. We're taking a look at Reese Canaday and then right side screen there in the 80 car. Back out in the 14th position. He might end up losing another position here before it's over with, but he's going to have a little bit fresher tires than some of these other drivers. Now back to 16th. This Ridge Runners Racing team here, the 77. Doing what he needs to do to try to pull off maybe a championship run. But Vieta and Bardelli Jr. a pretty decent lead over him coming into tonight's race. So he's going to need a lot of help here in order to win this championship. Palumbo is in 2nd in the 54 car. Solis in the 3rd position. Vieta is in 4th. Vieta looking on the bottom side here, now trying to get around this 75 from Jose Solis. Here 58 laps in, 40 laps to go. And Vieta looking pretty fast here in this 4 car. What a huge victory this would be for him, if not only getting the championship, if he can pull this off. And he's got some work to do, there's no doubt about that. But how about coming away with a race victory here? That would be huge for the 4. That's the 4, the 75, and the 54 all running nose to tail here. The 4 running in P2. Solis in the 75 is 3rd. Ed Palumbo in the 4th position. 24, Sean Jacobs in this mix. He's running in P5. Hit the wrong button. Sorry, I stream in the dark. 82, Tim Lansbury in here as well. Nobody will ever notice. Yeah, maybe they will. See the 82, Tim Lansbury running in the 6th position. Running behind that 24, those guys nose to tail. That is 2 through 6. Preston Hassell, a little bit of a gap there for him between he and the 6th place car, about 2.5 seconds. He's running in P7. pretty good run there, considering he got pretty substantial damage earlier on in the race. Look at this, Todd Robart in the 90. John Stanley pitted a little bit earlier than these guys, so he's on a little bit older tires. I think he was really the first of the crew to come down pit lane. Robillard in the 90 in that Freightliner sponsor machine. One of our Rhode Island native drivers. Does a great job of adminning on Friday nights. Adding some good, calm, cool, collected perspective on a lot of things. Some things we need to try to questions we have throughout the season, and discipline issues, so forth like that. He's always got a great level-headed sense of perspective, I should say. Offers very valuable perspective for us here at HORL. And getting around the 12 car. A little daylight there between he and the 12 with John Stanley. Ardelli Jr. in the 91 car, Preston Hassell. This guy's battling for the 7th spot. And Bardelli Jr. to the inside line. He's got a little bit of help with the 65. Dan Richter is back there as well. Preston Hassell going to try to do that crossover move. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He pull it off, but he's down on the inside. He's going to give it a shot. And a good side-by-side. Preston Hassell was not ready to give up that 7th position, I don't think. Bardelli Jr. has got a little help with the 65 car up high. Good battle there, and we got a battle here for the race lead. Look at this, 77 and the 4 battling for the race lead. 77 up on the outside line. He's trying to hold off that 4 of Artivetta down on the inside line. Good side-by-side racing here. This is for the race lead here. We're talking about, 36 laps, 37 laps to go, somewhere around there. 34 laps to go, I should say. 35. I can't do math, man. Oh, man. See, the 4 car on the inside line is the 77 trying to hold him off. 75 back there, too. He's trying to figure out who he wants to go with. And again, still side by side. I'm not sure who led that lap, but wow. Crazy. Good tight battles. Look at this. The 27 and the 90 still battling it out. 65's gotten around. Dan Richter got around Preston Hassell there. And I'll tell you what, Paul Brown and Artivetta, they just could not figure it out here. I don't know. And it said Paul Brown led that lap, but it looked like Artivetta might have led that lap. Whatever the case may be, now Paul Brown clear leader there as the 4 tucks in the 2nd position. Jose Solis is in 3rd. Just behind him, Ed Palumbo, Sean Jacobs, Tim Lansbury. Valvo Spindola in the 68 car. He's running in the 17th position. Christian Wilson just behind him in the 30, running in P18. Guys have a little bit of a challenging night here. Reese Kennedy back on pit lane. I don't know why he came to pit lane early. Maybe he's trying to snooker these guys a little bit. So Reese Kennedy, he pitted just a few laps ago, 10 laps ago or so, but that 80 car now pitting again. So maybe some strategy out of this 80. Maybe he's going to try to win this on by short pitting. Interesting. Now in the 19th position is that 80 car. Christian Wilson there going up to the high side. And Richter tell you what, it was getting a little chippy up there, I believe. Look at that Claudio Bardelli Jr. Oh, man, I'll tell you, oh, man, oh, whoa! 27 car hanging on to that thing. My heavens, you see that? The 27 car was flat out wrecked. Oh, my heavens. 27 Preston Hassell was flat out wrecked. We'll take a look at this. Watch this. Bardelli Jr. goes to the inside. He's trying to sneak this car in. He's practically sideways. And then 27, oh, the 90 gets into the 27 right there. It gets him sideways as the 27 checked up to keep from getting into the 91. Those guys got together. Oh, my heavens, man. Did you see that? Take a look at this again, another angle here as the 27 on the inside trying to get by that 91, and he's going to take a shot there from the 90 right there, and he is sideways. Holy smokes. Great job of hanging on to that thing. So the 77 continuing to lead. He's up here saying, hey, I don't get into the back of me, Artiviera. Artiviera says, hey, too bad, I'm going to get into the back of me. I saw Rubillard do that to Preston Hassell just a little while ago. Give that a shot. How about this? Jim Willis and John Stanley battling it out. Good side-by-side racing there. This is for the 11th position. Willis in the 53, Stanley in the 12. Willis on the outside. He's got a pretty good run there on the outside line. He might end up taking the 12th position. Stanley holding his own in that Stanley Tools Mustang for 12 car on the inside. So Camaro versus Mustang. Sean Jacobs up on the outside line here. '24 and the 54. 24 taking the lead there, or getting around the 54. Jose Solis there going to the bottom line here. Solis might end up coming down pit lane, so he's way down to the bottom line. Maybe let that 24 car go. Saving his stuff with it a little bit, maybe. So 24 now moving up to the 3rd position. So Jose Solis now in 4th. Ed Palumbo 5th. Tim Lansbury is in 6th. Will Dunbar indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here in the 88 car. That's the Dale sponsor, Microsoft sponsor machine. Coming off the track to come down pit lane. Will Dunbar running in the 16th position. John Stanley is on pit lane as well. So John Stanley and that Stanley Tools sponsor machine on pit lane here on lap 71. I would suggest to you you're probably going to see some pit stops out of some of these guys fairly soon. 24 now up to the 2nd position. Artiviera now back to 3rd. Sean Jacobs continuing to climb up the grid. We'll take a look at that pass there. Take a look at this pass here by Sean Jacobs. Getting around on the inside line. Excuse me, the outside line, getting around the 4 car of Artiviera. So the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the 7th position. But we got a battle for the race lead as Sean Jacobs in the 24. He is showing some muscle here, man, late in this run. This 24 car has been patient. And now to the race lead is a 77 back to the 2nd position. Bardelli Jr. indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. As the 24 of Sean Jacobs is the leader. Here on lap 73. Bardelli Jr. I think he's going to be making a pit stop here. The 91 car. Remember, one of our points contenders. The 91 on pit lane, the 24. And the 77, 1-2. So we're starting to see some pit stops here. Sean Jacobs and Paul Brown both really, really low on fuel. '24 car and the 77 making pit stops. 54 coming off track. He's making a pit stop here in the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Oh my heavens, he almost sped. Saw some smoke coming out of that 24 car, locking those tires up. Tim Lansbury in the 82. Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. He and Jose Solis, couple Mustangs there. The 82 and the 75, now 1-2. Now to be wondering when these guys are going to make pit stops now. As the rest of these guys are coming down pit lane. Take a look at Paul Brown and Ed Palumbo, both on pit lane. That battle of those guys off pit lane. Take a look at Paul Brown. You say Ed Palumbo. Also, I think Sean Jacobs in this mix. Ed Palumbo gets the better of those three. Tim Lansbury on pit lane. Jose Solis, the race leader now. Sean Jacobs sideways there coming around the apron of that track. Oh, Sean Jacobs almost loses that car. Almost loses the back end of that car. Sean Jacobs hanging on to that thing. Holy smokes. Coming around on the flat part of that track. See the 75 now coming off track to come down pit lane. He is carrying a head of steam. Dan Richter's going to be the race leader here. 76 laps in. Dan Richter in the 65 car, the leader. Luca Simpner now up to the second position. We haven't talked too much about Luca. He's been pretty quiet here tonight. He is in P2. Guys on fresher tires just ahead of him. Luca in that Flex Seal sponsor machine. We know he's going to have to make another pit stop as John Stanley going by. Luca Simpner, our second place car. He's trying to lead a few laps. So it looks like Dan Richter, the race leader, coming down pit lane. He's down to the inside. No, he's going to let those guys go, I think. Simpner is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. Ed Palumbo into 54, running in P4. Paul Brown and Sean Jacobs here battling it out. Sean Jacobs on the inside. Remember, he almost looped it on the apron coming around the turns 1 and 2 to get on the backstretch and almost lost that car. Had to catch it. He caught it on the backstretch as the 77 going to pull off that pass. Sean Jacobs in the 7th position. Paul Brown in 6th. John Stanley and Preston Hassell here battling it out. 20 laps to go. 21 laps, now 20 laps to go as John Stanley trying to pull off this pass on the 27 car. John Stanley now up to the 11th position. Preston Hassell back to 12th. Dan Richter on pit lane, finishing up his pit stop. You see Lucas Simpner just ahead of him, has a little bit quicker pit stop there in the 65. Archer Vieta now back to the race lead. Got a 2.5 second lead over Ed Palumbo. Palumbo in 2nd, Brown in 3rd, Jacobs 4th, Lansbury is 5th. Take a look at this, John Stanley, Jim Willis. 3 wide there as Richter coming around on the apron. Enjoying the racing surface. Good battling there as John Stanley and Jim Willis. This guy's going to go around Simpner as he came off pit lane, and Preston Hassell will try to sneak through on the high side, that AMD sponsor machine. So Jim Willis and Preston Hassell now battling for position. This is for the 9th spot. Preston Hassell in the 27, the 53 of Jim Willis on the bottom side. Lucas Simpner going with that 27 car now. Guys might end up making the 3 wide before it's over with. Preston Hassell, the AMD sponsor machine, now going to pull off that pass as Jim Willis sticking to that bottom line, and Lucas Simpner going to get by. tell you what, man, Archie Vieira, I'm not sure if he has to make a pit stop. I don't think he does, but nice if in this mod we could actually see how much fuel's left on that car. He's got a 2.4 second lead over Ed Palumbo. Remember, between he and Bardelli Jr., 3 points separate them. Vieira comes in tonight in the second position, 3 points behind Claudio Bardelli Jr. They both led some laps, so they've got that under the belt. Reese Kennedy going to come down pit lane again. So there's something going on with that machine. So the 80 car, Reese Kennedy, and then Hooters sponsored machine coming down pit lane. Well, I don't know what's going on with the 80 car. Maybe just a really, really different pit strategy. I know he came in a little bit earlier, but my heavens, man. Maybe he figures he can't not make it the rest of the way. Two seconds now as Ed Palumbo is starting to chip in to that lead. 54 car. The 54 running in P2. The battle there for the third position pretty tight. 77 is in third. Sean Jacobs fourth, Tim Lansbury fifth, Bardelli Jr. in sixth, Jose Solis seventh. Reese Kennedy has got a penalty. Reese Kennedy, I think, sped down pit lane. He is coming back out on track, and he has got a speeding penalty. Look at that, Archie Vieira. Our leader, 2.2 seconds, so he's been able to maintain that gap. For this here is Jessica Pelletier and John Stanley battling it out. The 3X machine to the inside. John Stanley up on the outside line. This is for the 13th position. Good side-by-side racing right there. John Stanley in the 12th. Outside line, and maybe has a little bit of help from that crew just ahead of him. An inch ahead of the 3X machine. Todd Robillard coming down pit lane. This might be the last pit stop for him. As a 77 now looking on the bottom side of the 54. Paul Brown in the 77. 24, Sean Jacobs in this mix. But off the turn, turn two, down the backstretch. And we're getting late in the game here, man. It is all take right now, no give. We had our 1.6 seconds now. That gap has shrunk. 1.6 seconds. Paul Brown second. Sean Jacobs third. Ed Palumbo fourth. Tim Lansbury, great run for him right now, running in the fifth position. His first race back after a little bit of a break. Bardelli Jr. running in sixth. This is a mess of cars right now. Absolute mess. Giving that 24 a little bit of a shot. 24 looking on the bottom side of the 77 car just ahead, looking out of the front of the 54 car. Vieira on pit lane, so our race leader, Arthur Vieira, comes down pit lane. Late race pit stop for Arthur Vieira. Giving up the race lead. Gotta be Johnny on the spot here. That crew's gonna be on their toes. Get into your pit stall. Nice and cleanly. Give those guys a nice look at the rims to be able to get those lug nuts loose. Get the fuel in that car. Look at this. This 3 wide here is Ed Palumbo going through. Ed Palumbo going through the 77 of Paul Brown in that mix. Ed Palumbo sneaking through there. Look at this, the 90 and the 82. battling it out late in the run. 77 in this mix too. These guys are lapped down, so they want their lap back as Paul Brown, the leader, has the 90 and the 82. Now the 90 car is a lap down. You see the 77 and the 82 coming together, pitting together here. So final pit stops here for these guys. Jose Solis now the leader. So 53 of Jim Willis just ahead of him. 53 is he is running in the where are we? He's running in the 14th position. He's the last car on the lead lap. Simpner back out there on the track. He's going to have to make a pit stop before it's over with as well. Those guys pit a little bit late though. Simpner make it the rest of the way? I don't think so, man. 27 and the 21 battling right there. '54. Ed Palumbo and that Bella Yellow sponsor machine now in 10th. So if something happened on that pit stop, he's giving up a ton of time. Ardelli Jr. running in the 9th position. Sean Jacobs running in P8. Talked about Chris Hughes. He's had his challenges tonight. He's in the 17th position, one lap down. So that 7 car trying to get some points out of this night. One of a very talented racer, one of our new drivers, and the guy's really shown a lot of talent since coming out here to HORL. Keep your eye on him. He's had a little bit of a part-time gig this season. Jose Solis the leader, 91 laps in. Gotta think he's gonna have to come down pit lane here. Lucas Simpner is in 2nd. Richter right there with him in the 3rd position in the 65 car. 65, Dan Richter running in 3rd. Jessica Pelletier is in the 4th position. I got to think that some of these folks are going to have to come down pit lane. Artavetta is in 5th. Tim Lansbury, good stop for him. Now in the 6th position, and he is all over the back of Vieta. Paul Brown there, Sean Jacobs there, so tight battle. Got to be thinking that those guys are going to have to come down pit lane. I can't imagine the 75 being able to make it the rest of the way with the rest of these folks coming down pit lane here. We'll see. Simpner in the 2nd position. 92 laps in. Starting to wind down these laps, man. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Does Jose Solis have enough fuel in the 75 car? 75, 21, 65, 3X on a little bit different pit strategy. Got to be thinking that some of these folks are going to have to come down pit lane here late in this run. Maybe hoping for a caution flag. They're going to be maybe a gas and go. Maybe some of them haven't saved enough fuel. Jim Willis on pit lane, late race pit stop. Sean Jacobs trying to pick up a spot here late in the race. 24 in the 82. Good battle there. 24 getting by. Now Lucas Simpner looking to take the lead here. Solis down to the inside, maybe trying to save some fuel. 21 car, does he have the fuel he needs to be able to make it to the end? I personally do not think so, but man, this guy's been very surprising on how well he can save fuel. Solis down to the inside. I think he is out of fuel here. Not sure what's going on here. I don't hear anything out of that car. I think he's going to have to come down pit lane. He may be trying to save, but I don't think it's going to make it. 75 car. I think he's going to have to come down pit lane here. He is way out of the throttle. Lucas Simpner and Dan Richter, these guys seem to be racing it out here. Maybe having to do a gas and go, not sure. Solo's still trying to limp that thing around. 21 and the 65. A little bit different pit strategy for these guys. Can they make it the rest of the way? Paul Brown, the first one of those guys who has come down pit lane. Across the start and finish line, we'll have 3 to go. These guys are way out of the gas. They got a pretty good lead here though. 21 and the 65. To the inside, 65 up on the outside line. No indication that they're going to be coming down pit lane. Paul Brown here picking up a late race position. Getting around the 4 car. Paul Brown now up to the 4th position. These guys side by side here to 65 and the 21. Way out of the, I think they're way out of the gas there. Trying to save fuel. 2 laps to go. The 21 and the 65. And I think it's going to be go time now. Might as well try to make it. You got what you got here. The 88, Will Dunbar just ahead. He could be a factor here. Who's got what it takes? The 21 of Lucas Simpner. The 65 of Dan Richter. Across the start and finish line, we'll have 1 to go. Oh, Simpner up into the wall. Richter follows him up into the wall. Both those guys get into the wall. Coming off the turn. 1 lap to go, and both the guys, P1, P2, got into the wall. Dan Richter to the outside. Simpner the 21. He and Will Dunbar side by side. Dan Richter got a good run here on the inside. He's going to go 3 wide with the Simpner. Dan Richter's going to go 3 wide. Simpner got caught behind the 88 car. And it's 65. Dan Richter gets a pass here. Can he hold on to this thing? 21's in the throttle, and he's going to try to get back by. Dan Richter going to throw the block on the 21 car, and it's going to come down here to the very, very last second, very last inch. And the 65 car, I think, gets the race win. Oh my heavens, man. You have got to be kidding me. The 65, Dan Richter gets the race win. My gosh. How did that happen? That was a race. No matter how that turned out, that was a great race. So congratulations to the 65 on getting the win. My heavens, man, that was a wild finish, huh? We got to take a look at this. Look at this. Dan Richter is 21 got caught behind the 88 a little bit, and Richter got in the gas, used the high side, dove down to the inside line, makes the pass on the 21, but the 21 in the throttle. This is a replay here. In the throttle, coming off the turn, and I really thought he was going to get a great run and get back by the 65 car, and the 65 pinched him a little bit right there. And inches ahead. Look at that finish. My heavens, man. And Will Dunbar finishes him off in the 88 car. What the heck? That was a great finish. My heavens, man. Fantastic finish there. That was incredible here. Let's take a look at the race results. Dan Richter gets the win. Lucas Simpner second. Jose Solis finishes in the third position. Great run there. Paul Brown 4th, Artie Vieta 5th, Sean Jacobs 6th, Claudio Bardelli 7th, Ed Palumbo 8th, Tim Lansbury finishes in the 9th position, Todd Robillard finishes in 10th. Finishing in the 11th position is John Stanley. Finishing in 12th is Jessica Pelletier. Preston Hassell finishes in the 13th position, Chris Hughes 14th. Christian Wilson finishes 15th, Jim Willis in the 53 finishes in 16th. Givaldo Spindola finishes 17th, Will Dunbar 18th. Reese Kennedy finishes in the 19th position, and Colin Matiak finishes in 20th. All right, we're going to see if we can't get Dan Richter up here in the victory lane with us, and we're checking on the points battle, man, because those guys, Vieta and Bardelli Jr., came down to the nitty-gritty there between the two of those guys. Right now we are doing a little check here of the points, just to make sure we got it figured out. So I appreciate your patience. Well, the points battle is in, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. wins the championship by 1 point. I told you it'd come down to the last lap, and I was right, man. What a fantastic run there. We'll see if we can't get him up here in victory lane in just a moment. What a heck of a run there, huh? All right, we'll see if we can get Dan Richter up here in the booth with us. All right, we have Dan Richter up here in the booth with us, and man, that was one of the most exciting finishes I've seen in a long time. Congratulations.
I wasn't sure if I won or not for a little bit there, because I know Luca was getting a push from Will, so I figured that would be enough to get him out in front of me.
Well, I'm wondering, how you guys were on fuel. I know you were on a little bit different pit strategy, and I just had to, wonder how much fuel did you have there at the end?
Oh, I was good for another lap, maybe 2, if I really tried. Ever since the last yellow, I was just fuel saving until the end, while also still trying to stay relatively fast.
And it looked like as Luca had caught up to the 88 car, he had a little bit of trouble there, maybe figuring out whether he was going to tuck in or whether he was just going to stay beside him, exactly what was going to go on there. And you were up on the high side and dove down to the inside. That was sort of a gift there for you a little bit.
Well, I'd been sitting behind Luca watching him, and it seemed like he was burning up his right front tire a little bit more than I was. So I know he was pushing up the turn, so I was just trying to time the draft and when to make my move, and then Will did kind of throw a wrench in those plans a little bit, the lap car, but I don't know, worked out in the end.
What was it, 15 thousandths of a second? Is that what the finish was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I'd say that's pretty amazing for kind of a fuel-saving race to have it that close at the end.
Awesome race, man. Good to see you coming out here and racing with us a little bit more. And I know the schedule is pretty busy for you, and enjoy seeing you out here and racking up wins. Looks like you haven't lost a step. And, of course, you got the TurnLeftTV logo. And I wonder if you're going to enjoy that sponsor, the Boom Boo sponsors tonight.
Sadly, I don't have any at the moment. I do have some other types of rum, and I probably will break that out. But I'd like to show up more because I am still undefeated in this paint scheme.
Man, yeah, it must be the TurnLeftTV. I'm sure it is.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be.
Well, hey, congratulations, man. One of the most exciting finishes I've seen in a heck of a long time, and I can't imagine what it must have been like in the driver's seat. So congrats, great job. Good, clean racing there, too, at the end. Says a lot about you and Luca as well.
Yeah, Luca is a great racer. He's always there at the end if his strategy works out for him. And then I'd also like to say congratulations to Claudio. I believe he won the championship overall.
Yeah. Another tight battle there, too. 1 point. Crazy.
Yeah, they're both great drivers. I love racing with them.
Well, hey, we got a season coming up here. Hopefully you'll be out and race with us. We'll announce the schedule here in the next few days. And, again, good job to you, and good to see you back out here and racing with us.
Thanks again. I'll show up when I can.
Thank you,
BTFU.
All right. All right, that's Dan Richter joining us up here in the booth. And we'll see if we can't get our champion up here, Claudio Bardelli Jr. He and Vieira, a couple of our Brazilian brothers, battle it out to the last lap. So the race was a last lap deal, and the championship was a last lap deal too. Pretty amazing, to say the least. And we'll see if we can't get Claudio Bardelli Jr. up here in the booth with us. Parabéns, Claudio Bardelli Jr.
Obrigado, thank you.
Wow, what a great battle for the championship with your friend Arthur Vieira. Talk about how much fun that must have been to battle one of your very close friends for a championship.
Yes, first, happy birthday for your. This week is your birthday, sir? Yeah, right?
23rd. Okay. 23rd. Not my 23rd birthday, but the October 23rd. 23 de octubre.
Okay. Happy birthday first. And Arthur is very fast. It's very difficult to this season. I know win any race this weekend. This last 10 race, but is whoa. The last lap I passed team Arthur and Paul fighting in the line. Wow. Good.
You had to be frightened, I think, a little bit earlier in the race where you had an accident. And did you feel like having damage and starting back in the field after having repairs done on your car would have hurt your chances to win the championship?
Yes, I crazy guy today, and I don't understand me. But my car is damaged. I start in third lap in 18th position. I try to back to win, but it's very difficult this track. Track is very fast. It's very difficult to our opponents. I try to change strategy. Stay beating almost laps before. I try to win, but it's luck. This championship is lucky, very lucky guy. I said to Arthur, very good driver. My English is very bad.
No, your English is better than my Portuguese. Would you like to say something to your Brazilian brothers in Portuguese? I know a lot of them are here watching you. Danilo, João, Marcelo's in here as well in the chat session, watching you tonight. So anything you'd like to say to those guys?
Yes. Agradecer aí a galera da Rush, Marcelão tava acompanhando aí, show de bola. Valeu, galera da Rush. Danilo Coelho, me chama de King of Xfinity, yes? O rei da Xfinity, né? Mas agradecer a galera aí que corre com a gente, a galera da NBR, o Givaldo, o Arthur, né? Todo mundo que tá a gente se diverte aí toda semana. E agradecer a HORL, né? To HORL is the better league of NASCAR world.
Well, thank you so much for racing with us here too, and thank you for your friendship, Claudio Bardelli Jr. I very value your friendship. You're a great race car driver, but a great friend as well. And I love your YouTube channel. I'm always watching your YouTube to see what you're racing on what day. You do so many different types of racing, and it's very impressive, and it shows how good you are. So congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you, Heath. Thank you.
And good luck to you next season, eh?
Yes, next week again.
All right, that would be a boa sorte.
Obrigado. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, that's Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us up here in the booth and getting the championship, the 91 car. So congratulations to him. What a huge deal there, huh? One of our nicest guys out there and a very talented driver. Shows, obviously, and just racking up wins, racking up championships. And it's got a good fan base, too, man. Givaldo, he's joining us in the chat session, too. So good to see Givaldo in here. And I want to say a special thanks to all the admin, Todd and Paul and Will. Preston has stepped in and done some admin duties for us as well. I want to say really a thanks to our loyal HORL guys, and Tim and Sean and Paul and Ed Palumbo as well. Todd Robillard, and all the work that he does in helping us admin. And, Paul does a heck of a lot. And also want to send a special shout out to Brent Owen, too. I know Brent is not an admin here at HORL, but he comes in. He has his own league, the Happy Hour Racing League. They race on Mondays and Thursdays. And, man, without him helping us out with this mod, helping us out with the Saturday Night Thunder mod, we would have we'd be behind the 8 ball quite a bit. I want to say thanks so much to Brent Owen and all his work he does for us here at HORL. Kind of a hired gun for us, and he really doesn't ask for anything in return. We're deeply indebted to him and all his work that he does. Will, in providing the servers here at HORL and all the expertise, the technical expertise that he provides us here at HORL too. I really appreciate that. And then, of course, with providing the servers for us here at HORL as well. And, don't forget to support Will by checking out EliteHostingUSA.com if you're interested in a website or online store or VPS hosting or shared web hosting or rFactor 2 server. If you really want an rFactor 2 server for your league, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Provide our servers, very solid self-managed server packages. I can get right onto the server and I set up the races each and every week, and it's a piece of cake. Definitely walked me through that. I'd never done it before, and if it wasn't for Will, we certainly wouldn't be in the position we are here today. So thanks to Elite Hosting and Will Dunbar, and please give him some support as well. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. on a huge win. Don't forget, we got some GT3 Series racing coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dubai. What a great track this is, man. It's going to be a late day into night race in Dubai Autodrome. Fantastic track, especially for the GT3 cars. High Octane Racing League GT3 Series in action tomorrow. The Saturday Night Thunder, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be in action for a little swap and paint at Martinsville. 200 laps there, race number 8 of the Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series. So come on out and join us. Congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. in earning the championship, and Dan Richter for winning the race here tonight. Fantastic race, very exciting. Got a little dicey there early on, but able to soldier on. And congratulations to the 91 on getting the championship. Glad I was here to bring that to you. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Please join us tomorrow in the GT3 Series. And you know what that means. I am out of here.